Well, on this Veterans Day, a lot going on at the World War I Museum, and you can get in for free. All right, now stories of heroics, stories of guts and glory, stories about the wounds of war. Our next guest, not only has she heard it all, she's helped share these stories with the world. We want to welcome Luana Schneider from Tempered Steel here. Okay, tell us more about this organization, Tempered Steel.
Well, Tempered Steel is a nonprofit that is dedicated to educating the public on the stories behind the scars and wounds of war. And the way we do that is we send out our injured military members from Iraq and Afghanistan to talk to schools, community groups, and organizations about their stories of injury and recovery. And not only that, but what is the best thing that has come out of what happened to them.
Now, where does the name Tempered Steel come from?
Tempered Steel comes from bracelets that my son and his squad leader had made in honor of each other that say, not brothers by blood, but brothers born in the fires of hell. And nothing goes through fire and comes out stronger but Tempered Steel and our American military members.
Now, you have a very extensive list of speakers. So what do all these injured men and women, what do each of them bring to the table?
Well, they bring their experiences as a military member, and they also bring their individual experiences of what has happened to them. Whether it's physical injury, psychological, or emotional injuries, they all cause scars and wounds on their psyche and their soul. And some of them are you can't see, but it still lets them communicate with their communities and has the community understand them a little bit better.
Now, who do you think gets more out of this? The vets who get to tell their stories, or the folks in the audience?
Both, because the veterans are healing as they're telling their stories, and the communities get to come to a greater understanding of what to do to help reintegrate them back into society.
Now, let's talk about some of the pictures you brought in. Some of these images are pretty powerful. Let's talk about this one to the right of me.
Yes, this is Sergeant Bobby Hinline, and he is a really, really close friend of ours. But the images are to show the beauty behind the scars and wounds of war. So we're trying to show that the humanity within, and to look past the scars, to see them for the beautiful individuals that they are.
And to your left?
To my left, this is my son, Sergeant Scott Stevenson. And again, the same thing, to show the beauty within, to be able to look past and look into those beautiful blue eyes.
Oh. Now, do you think this helps the healing process? I mean, does this allow the soldiers to kind of get out of their shells a little bit?
Yes, it does, because they're allowing us to see them in what can be a vulnerable state. They're allowing you to see their exterior, yet see the beauty shining out through their eyes.
How many speakers do you have?
I have 38 nationwide.
Wow, 38 nationwide. And
yes.
So this goes coast to coast.
Yes, this is coast to coast, yes. And we're always getting requests for speaking engagements, and we also get requests from military members to join us.
Now, not all the stories are gut-wrenching. I'm sure there are stories of inspiration and stories of hope and reintegration, trying to get them back into society.
Well, there's stories of injury. It's not only the injury, it's the recovery process, and then what's the good that came out of what happened to them. Every single one of our speakers has the, yes, something bad happened to me, but I now get to do this. Or one soldier after his injuries, was able to be there for the birth of his daughter, which never would have happened if he had not been injured in Iraq.
And you know what they say, a picture tells 1,000 words, and these pictures are so outstanding. So do all the 38 speakers have pictures, or?
No, we're working on that. This is a photo introspective that debuted at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library on Veterans Day in 2010. And we want it to travel the country. That is our goal. We will eventually turn this into a book called Honoring the Wounds of War. And we want it to be similar to the Medal of Honor recipients book. So people can see them, read their stories, and come to a greater understanding of how many have been injured in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars.
You are doing some good work out in the community, Luana. Thank you, and happy Veterans Day.
Oh, you too. Thank you.
All right. Hey, let's